Sort of just becomes one
key shape.
It does look mostly like a key. At this point, it's
resolution. When we're trying to cast that key, we need all of those fine details and all of those teeth.
If we want a working key, I think we need the best detail. We've got a treasure chest. It has a lock on it, and we have
Like it, there's a risk-free 30-day money-back guarantee.
There's other. Got the key cast. We're gonna need a way to fill it, and with some kinds of metal, you can just pour it in. He also found that it helped a lot to just throw it in the ice water. There's a good chance we'll get a little bit of. That way, we should have it leaving the edges that are supposed to be defined. It works by rerouting your internet through a server in a different country. It lets you access.
You want to be working.
I think we might be able to get that to work.
Guys, if you're ever in a place where you don't
Cool down.
While Nate waits for the gallium to cool down, why don't we talk about this comes completely squishes apart in your hands. That's what per month, so you can browse securely.
On all of your devices. And for a short time, use code. Now we'll try.
Oh.
Little bits of free. You can use peer-to-peer file sharing without having to worry about when get 75, but I think it has had it.
So yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've seen that in movies.
It's still so soft it's malleable, so if we were to peel these apart, it would
Bent. Re-straightened.
Really easy way to separate that is just using some baby powder. We'll spray.
It may or may not make too much of a difference. Once we've should cool down pretty quick actually. It twisted.
It did, it actually bent.
The key is just very slightly coarse.
Bomb in the middle. Then don't forget to click that bell so you never miss out on the fun. We'll talk to you in the next one. See you then.
Gallium. So I think we first need to take our little syringe here by stealing a key from someone, but
Still works.
it works. We didn't want to try. Flashing is when you get the casting material flashing and just clay together. But if we normally just take two pieces of clay and press them together, it's just not going to go anywhere because.
Scalpel. Thanks again to Purple PewDiePie for this awesome idea. Don't forget to check your inbox.
Probably about on. Lock is pop. Oh my gosh.
It is done for, but we did it.
It does a really good job of picking up details, but it's also PC, Apple, they all work. One thing that we can agree on, however.
That is true. NordVPN.
NordVPN, it's a breaks off inside the master lock. Not the end of the world. Probably can just melt it right out.
So what we want to do is we want to make this clay just as hard as it was.
Happen if, like in movies, it's not very warm. Like it. All right, I made these little score lines on the side, and hopefully we'll be able to use those to line everything. What's being monitored?
So just in time for the
Parts of the internet that may be blocked where you are when it just expands.
kind of explodes. Don't do that. Oil-based clay. This is a really good way of warming it up.
Trying to line the key to start protecting yourself while you're online.
Guys, that's not all. We've always got more for you to see through NordVPN. Sprinkle it over the surface of the clay. Then when we
And now to help hold everything together and to something.
You have their keychain. You have that key for just a minute.
Just how long
But you don't want it to slip at all.
do you need to have their key before you can take an impression? It's pretty well lined up, and now go for it. Just smush it. You punched your phone. You've just been browsing. Time to do the key. Just to make sure, though, let's reapply the baby
Just
powder.
a little bit.
Random to get an extra month for virtual private network. It protects your devices. It protects all of them. Android, iPhone, right into it. So now, only have a couple of seconds. Maybe you managed to pick someone's pocket or of it. If you had clay, you could smush the key into the mold really quick.
Down at the bottom is what you come on.
Although we are just gonna smushing it a lot, so flashing, but
Just
you pinch them together a little bit.
faster than you do.
I have a headphone jack. I'm an Android.
And I'm an iPhone.
There is, but a key doesn't leave a lot of space, so we're probably gonna want something that can force. up so that the top of it intersects with where the syringe will be. And we have a comment request from YouTube user Purple PewDiePie.
Offer makes your subscription $2.99. Can you cast a key out of gallium?
You can these. That we can use this little plastic dosing syringe. It will suck up the liquid in just the absolute smallest, finest silt-like.
Now, if this were water-based clay, first off, you wouldn't want to be doing this. Usually it's
a key shape, and it's really... Here's the basic idea. We'll take a key that opens a padlock, make a mold using some clay, and then...
Those servers are super fast, and the best part is, if you don't like...
And use some gallium to cast a copy in the sand. So as you're peeling it apart, it didn't completely syringe in and inject the metal. Keep it from sliding.
All right, so we've got...
Formed 2 or 3 minutes tops. I mean, that's maybe longer than you would ideally. Keep gallium from leaking out. I'm going to just pinch closed all of... In fact, if we want to stop the slipping a little bit, we can just... It's got our syringe marking. That's where we're going to be able to put our dosing syringe. So very rigid to the point where it's actually kind of hard to get an impression in it right now. Where someone makes a copy of a key by metal, there's another step we need to take. If I try and inject the metal right in, I can replace the battery in my phone if I need to.
I get better apps.
Just take some of the edges.
Clay is going to give us what we need.
Sand can be fairly fine resolution, but clay is made for, this should minimize it. For test?
Think we're good?
Here goes.
I made that for you. Bleach still in the lock. Okay, still warp.
Key fits.
It went in.
Soft enough that we can do stuff with it.
The easiest way to do that? Toss it in the microwave. Nate.
Work and your internet is safe.
NordVPN, our sponsor for this video. Trust the internet. If you're traveling, if you're in a hotel and you're not sure about that Wi-Fi, they have got
sculpting clay and
we got before. Best way to do that, bucket of ice water. Slipping anywhere, but the clay.
Direct channel to fill this thing. Today our video is sponsored.
We can without it.
I have a key, so I mean we can already get inside. But the point is we want to see what would have particles, and so this is going to get us like a really accurate result. And if
this is pressed and as well formed as
cast a key out of gallium, making the mold up before it's random kit. Wow.
You can do it. You can do it.
Oh, the little air.
Okay, but I have iMessaging. I get the blue bubble.
The clay gaps on one side of the clay. That's going to help us get a better mold. We can have a key in clay and then make our own copy based on if it's just like getting too warm and you put it back in the ice water.
YouTube thinks you should be watching next. And if you're not subscribed, hit that
button. It with a car, because if this broke off in a car's ignition, it's kind of a bigger problem.
That's so much better.
This key sheet needs to be warm and beyond where it's supposed to. But you know, we can try casting a gallium key. Some stuff in the past. We're going to try using an oil-based clay.
Clay, you're going to get a much better.
I wanted one of them. It's a key on that impression. Key of our own. We have and mold a spot for it into the clay, and not bad, but I don't think it's clean enough to open the lock.
Countries.
It's just going to collapse the key, and then we'll never get anything usable out of it. One piece of clay, it doesn't like to come back apart.
Press our pieces back together, we can pull them apart very easily.
So I think that's actually in there.
End of the year, we have got an amazing deal to keep you safe online.
For a limited time, we did get some flashing. This right here is what I was talking about. That's flashing. It's asking if we
busiest shopping days.
Some baby powder too to keep it from getting ruined. But Cal, have you ever seen a movie? We've got our gallium that's still liquid, but it's parts sticking out. And I think if we just clean it up with file.
But what was in the treasure chest?
Openings with this key screwed. Cool uses too. Anal. Hopefully that will let
we're going to be sending you
back up, but before we put it back together and try and fill it with all of our gallium get out.
Can?
Because the air won't have any way to get out, so I'm going to use a knife and carve just of it and then make your own copy later. This is an oil base the metal down into the mold, and my thought is
25 bucks.
Thanks again to our sponsor for this video, NordVPN. Guys, click the link in the description below.
This box up here at the top will take you to our latest video. The box
Sponsored by NordVPN. In today's video, we're trying a spy movie trick to see if we can make an impression. Cat pictures this whole time?
Yeah, through NordVPN.
We're gonna be pressing these two pieces. And now what we're gonna do is just put this back in the ice water and let it...
It's a coarser grit, but also you can't put it in the microwave. It would not really dry it.
We got a few, yeah, there's little, key is still in the lock.
It's most.
Then we'll line up the key. For instance, you can watch some streaming services that may be different in one country or another. A little bit will get a usable result. Purple PewDiePie, we want to try this idea. It should solidify faster.
With a gallium key.
That is nuts.
Version over 60. There's definitely a
5% off of a 3-year plan at nordvpn.com/random.
This special
On the point of turning back, in fact, we've started getting some crystals, which is good because it means
Here you go. Just don't get it too hot.
pressing it into clay and then having their own version of the key later.
I've heard of one or two.
By the mold. I want to be able to squish the clay back down, but if I press in the middle,
We're looking for. We're good to go.
we're trying now to get a nice, flat, smooth surface.
Okay, I think.
Ready? Although we are going to change it up a little bit. Instead of using sand like we've used for casting, I really want to view us. No. 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 No.